Hi guys, hope you all are doing well and had a fantastic day in the market. The disclaimer, as always, right? The homework that we do, anything and everything that will be shared in here is purely for educational purposes only, and we're a SEBI registered research analyst. Excellent. So, what did we analyze yesterday? Taking a step back, we said this was the thumbnail that we used, right? And we said we would be cautiously bullish, right, about this, and this is an area where there's a possibility of consolidation, right? And that's the discussion that we had. And if I look at what the Nifty did, uh, going back into Nifty in single chart, right there you go. So it did a combination of both, right? So this is the levels that we looked at, cautiously bullish. It went and it retested, it went in here, cautiously bullish. And then if one had traded cautiously bullish, would have taken the SL somewhere in here, right? I personally tried selling puts, having a neutral to bullish view. Nothing much really happened because 25,900 straddle was at 250, right, and it closed at 260, right. So premiums didn't do much of a difference while Nifty gave a doji, right. So not a day, and I had mentioned it exactly, right, that I would keep it light, easy for today, and that's what the market did, right. And we also anticipated a doji, which is precisely what the markets did, right. And these are the days when what we spoke yesterday, when you're riding at 100 miles an hour, you need to slow down, right? So if you haven't watched yesterday's analysis, please go and watch it, right? Excellent. With that said, a couple of updates. One, there were requests for a Tamil training, right? Uh, with a few of them. So I'm now looking at having a dedicated Q&A session in Tamil, right? Of course, the recording will be in English, and all the live sessions will be in Tamil, right? So there's some interest, and I'm trying to see if we can build a small group of people. So if you are looking for a Tamil training, do reach out. And also, we've started the mentoring, right, for the HNIs, fund managers, and investment bankers. Some interest there. So if you're interested, do reach out for that as well, right? December 1st is when I'm looking to start that batch, and we'll see how that evolves, right? Also for Tamil, December is what I'm looking at to start that batch, right? Excellent. So with that said, taking a step back, right, Doji is what we anticipated, and that's precisely what happened. The price continues to be bullish, right? This is not a bearish candle as yet. While it could not close above the previous candle's high, this is just a pause that we precisely anticipated, right? Now look at the weekly candle. Today is Thursday, one more day to go. The big question is, will it protect this level 25,802, right? Remember, tomorrow is also the elections result, right? And I think we'll analyze, not considering the result and how that will impact. Of course, that will bring volatility, but we'll continue to focus on the price and our technicals, right? Because like they say, events are all already digested well ahead of time, right? So 25,879 is going to be very, very important because that's previous week's high. And Nifty in the 4 days has been able to trade above that. So the big question here is, will it come and do a retest in here, right? So this is an area that I would definitely be looking at. And also this aligns with the channel that we drew, right? So a combination of both, will it come and do that retest and then boom, go up, is one of the possibilities that are certainly open, right? So price overall is bullish, right, on the day. On the hourly, it turned bearish at the end, while during the day it gave that green candle. And then we also see that divergence in the RSI a bit. Longer time frame, clearly bullish, right? So the trend remains to be buy on dips. Now it's up to you how you want to execute it. Do you want to wait for the dip to get over and buy every dip, or you want to trade both and mix, that those in the trades. Because I keep saying view is one thing, the ability to trade is another. I go with the trend, right? So this is now even more cautious for you to be careful, right? And if you recall, we spoke also about this possibility of head and shoulders, which still is open, right? It has not touched in there, any dip in here, and this is going to be very, very important, right? So price is not bearish. On the hourly, it turned bearish. On the 45 minutes, there's no follow up. There's one candle that we had here, the second one here. Let me also add volumes to it to see what's happening there. Good volumes on the second red candle. That's interesting. And the third one saw some buying. This is basically consolidation, right? This is the area that we're looking at. Clearly is a consolidation, right? Any dip here will be an opportunity to buy. Options data. This is where things are getting extremely interesting. Why are there no bars on sensible? Always has a bug. Intraday custom. I'm not sure why there's no bar in here. Open interest. Let's see. Spinning. I'm sure I have a good connection. There you go. The bars are missing. Control Shift R. Reload it. Let me see if it works. Nope. So the for me the chart is not loading on Sensible. I'm sure it is a technical glitch in here. Okay, I've not selected any date. Crazy. How can that? I can be that bad, right? So the change in OI, 1.26 crores to 12 lakhs, right? Look at that, 25,900 and 25,600 is where we saw those call writings. So change in OI is clearly bearish. At one point of time, things were very different in the morning, because we had more uh, puts than calls. Look at that, 25,800, right? This is the strike that I recall I shorted today, that did not sustain. So things have turned around, and looking at the overall open interest, 25,800 has had a very strong support. Was the tallest, but now 2600 is the resistance, right? The tallest and the um, most call written resistance, right? So which is also in line with this area, right? So tomorrow, for all this could be dragging, while we're expecting news to bring positivity, depending on who wins. I don't think I will personally be looking at who wins and try to correlate that news with the markets, right? Because news, I personally think, is all noise, right? Yes, of course, you have to be certainly away during this time and stay cautious, but I don't think personally the election is going to make any impact in here. And for all we could just go sideways, and a bit of volatility like what we saw today, because today was no different, right? Look at that range. We're talking about at least a 200 point range, right? From the low it went up and then came down. So tomorrow, if this becomes larger, I wouldn't be surprised, right? But hey, nonetheless, um, I know I'm going to stay cautious, and preferably even stay away unless and until things open up with clarity, right? So that's options data. Looking at Elliott Wave, this is something that we already discussed about. And for that, I'm going to open the targets that we had shared, because that pretty much remains as is in terms of what we had shared, and show you what we discussed and where the markets are at, right? So that was the day before yesterday's target. So look at the third target, 26,003. And if I look at where Nifty hit, 26,011, right? So finally it hit that target. So if you haven't watched the analysis that was on 11th, it is absolutely mandatory for you to go and watch it, because then you will be able to understand why and how. And if you want to independently derive such targets, then check out the description and join our training slash mentoring program, right? So this is beauty. This is what I call beauty. So I think all the targets that we had has been met. Of course, this was lethargic. last leg and when we were cautiously bullish, right? So 26011 is a beauty. Now, this can be a very wide range, right? Based on the Elliott wave, because this can also be wave 4 or an ABC that is complete, right? So we could either do a triangle, and if we do a triangle, believe me, with zigzags inside, this is going to create a lot of volatility, right? You may see markets going down in here, doing this, right? This, or we could also do crazier volatility than a triangle by doing this, right? So I think correlating with the news and what we're looking at in here based on price, I will not be surprised if there is crazy volatility tomorrow, right? These are the two possibilities. I'm going to make it thicker, use it for the yeah, but these are the both two possibilities. The question is, knowing this, am I willing to um, grind myself in the market? The answer is no, right? So extremely cautious, not because of the event. Yes, event is correlating, but this is an area where volatility is clearly anticipated, right? So that's Nifty, and then Bank Nifty is no different, right? Bank Nifty outperformed, so it's pretty interesting. The day when I'm expecting Bank Nifty to outperform, it does not, and the day when I don't, it performs, right? So Bank Nifty is no different, right? Look at that, at least green candle with 100 points positive close, while it opened flat, it went up in good closing. No reason to be bearish here again. Of course, we saw this candle turning price turning bearish. In Bank Nifty, there is a possibility of this turning out to be a diagonal, right? So that's one thing that I'm, definitely going to keep an eye on. And for all, Bank Nifty could do a lot of drama in here, right? Similar to Nifty. So no different. Let's look at options data, something that I hate doing given the illiquid data on Bank Nifty. I think I'll have to stop it again, but based on the request, I got that back, including in the analysis. Very liquid, immature index, more puts than calls. Some call unwinding happened. So bullish relatively to Nifty. This is more even Stevens, right? So nothing significant. So Bank Nifty may sing to the tune of Nifty. So let's see what happens tomorrow. That is all I had. Do hit the like button, click on that hype. Do absolutely check the description box below, because I think we've got some fantastic offerings for you to check out. And yeah, have a great rest of the evening. Happy Friday in advance. Cheers. Bye, all.